Hello there, in this tutorial I'm going to discuss about how to enable BGP and packet tracer. So in the last video we configure the physical interfaces of routers. Let me show IP interface brief. You can see the 0/0 have IP address 10.10.10.1, then loopback. These two IPs we will advertise between these routers. So how to do that, we will learn about that in just a minute. And same in this router, show you enable show IP interface brief command. So here also we provide IP to the 0/0 and 0/1. Same in this router, enable show IP interface brief. So we provide an IP address in 0/0. Now BGP configuration divides into two commands. One is your neighbor command and another one is the network command. So we will provide the neighbors information first in the routers, and then we will provide networks information. So when we provide a neighbors information, we have to configure these informations. When we configure network, then we have to advertise these two addresses, these two virtual addresses between these routers. We have to advertise it so that our best path will be configured. Okay, so let me configure first. Let me show what we need to do. So configuration mode, we already learned how to configure lab of BGP. So if someone have a problem, then we have to check the previous video. We will have a BGP lab configuration. We provide an IP address. Okay, so router, then BGP 100, because this router have an AS number 100, so we have to configure it router BGP and that AS number 100. Okay, now our neighbor is when you provide a question mark, you find that you need to provide the neighbor's address. This particular router have a neighbor of this router 0, so neighbor's address is 10.10.10.2. so we have to provide the IP, so 10.10.10.2, then remote AS question mark. So we have to provide the remote AS number. So remote AS of this router is our AS number of this router is 200. So 200. Okay, done with it, because this particular router only have router 1 as a neighbor. Now we have to configure two neighbors in this router particular, because router 0 is the neighbor of router 1 and router 2 also a neighbor of router 1, so have to configure twice. Now router BGP, this particular router have a AS number BGP 100. Sorry, it's 200. 100 is of this router, so router's BGP is 200. Okay, now neighbor, and then the neighbor's IP 10.10.10.1, the remote AS, and the remote AS value is 100. Now this is 100, and as soon as you provide a value 100, the neighbor's BGP is up. Now the second neighbor is neighbor 20.20.20.2, because this is the neighbor of this router 1, so I have to provide the IP 20.20.20.2 space remote AS is 300 of the router. Okay, so currently it will not up because we not yet configure this router, so we have to do that. Same router BGP 300. Okay, now neighbor 20 dot 20.1 remote AS, and the value of remote AS is 200. This particular router we're talking about. So as soon as we provide a remote AS value, our link is up. Now, as we learned about that, this currently is only neighbors information is configured. We have to make changes in the network. As soon as we provide a network value, we will start get about the advertisements. So once we provide advertisements, we will comes to know about the what exactly the BGP is all about. And now it's time to advertise. So as we provided the neighbors address, now we will provide advertise. Now here we have to go to configuration T, and then router BGP 100. Now network, and the loopback network now will be 100.100.100.1. Mask will be, and if you took a question mark, you have to provide the mask. The mask will be class C's, the 24-bit mask, so 255.255.255.0. Same here, network 101.101.101.1. Mask will be same, the class C's, 24-bit mask 255.0. Okay, so now should be advertised, and we just question mark, so Control Z. So now we will show IP route. Now you can see that the connected networks are 10.10.10.0, 100.100.100.0 directly connected, and the loopback were now with 100.100.100 is loopback subnetted one subnets, and 101.101.101.0 directly connected. And if you see the same thing in or for example router 0, if we give a command to show IP BGP, then we will provide us the information about the router ID. It's 1.1.1.1, and then the network range is 100.100.100.0, 101.101.101.0. So these are the loopback virtual IPs which will provide the loopback interfaces. It should be available in the other routers also. Let's see, and if it will be, you can see the show IP route. We'll find out that now with the B, it's now configured BGP. With B means BGP. Here is BGP, and BGP value is now our IP 100.100.100.0. via 20 is coming to the router, via 10s is this interface, and same will be 101, 101, 101, and via 10s, because this particular router have a neighbor IP is 10.10.10.1, so that's the reason we will find out that 10.10.10.1. Similarly in router 0, And if we see show IP BGP for router 1, 100.100.100 and all that. Now let's see for router 0. Show IP route. Now once again it's showing the B is about router 2. So B 100.100.100.0 and BGP 101.101.101.0. Same command show IP BGP. When you try the BGP, you'll find out that it's just providing advertisement network, which is 100.100.100.0, 101.101.101.0. So, and router ID is 3.3.3.3. So, what we done, we configure neighbor IDs about the neighbor commands in all the routers, but we just advertise these loopback IPs from one router. Means all these router 0, router 1, router 2 have a configuration of neighbor. Once we configure neighbor, we just advertise these loopback IPs from router 0, and rest all these two routers behave and all start showing about the BGP routers because BGP is configured, and all this are now start having a IP about all having the BGP network configured about the network is 100.100.100.0, 101.101.101.0, and the next hop address. So basically they are now a part of BGP, and we just configured. So these routers accepted these loopback IPs. We just advertises, and these routers accepted these IPs. That's the configuration we need to done with BGP. And basically configuring in a packet tracer means we just learning about these configurations and not about the rear world, because in the rear you have these BGPs are used to configure in the bigger network. So hope you learned something about how to configure BGP. Thanks for watching.